Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати.
Greek?
Друзі, привіт! Вітаю вас з Малібу у Каліфорнії. Сьогодні ми будемо питати у пересічних американців, чи чули вони пісню «Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати». Ну, а якщо не чули, то хай вгадають, з якої країни ця пісня. Хоч у назві і є слово «Україна», подивимось, чи вони пізнають, що це українська мова і що ця пісня з України. Можливо, ми побачимо на задньому фоні Памелу Андерсон чи іншого рятівника Малібу, побачимо у відео, тому обов'язково дивіться до кінця. Мене звати Ніна, я з України, з Києва, живу в США останні 6 років. Якщо вам подобається мій контент, то підпишіться, будь ласка, знизу і авансом поставте, будь ласка, вподобайку моєму відео. А наразі я бажаю вам усім приємного перегляду.
Hi, my name's Alex and I'm from Canada. Originally from the prairies, but I've been living on a small island in Canada called Quadra Island.
Wow, how long have you been now in the US?
Since the borders opened on November 9th.
November 9th. And you came to California to LA since then, or did you travel?
No, I've been living in my van on the West Coast.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is it your first experience living in a van?
I've been living in my van since May as a kayak guide.
Wow, so less than a year, basically.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, have you ever been to Europe?
Yes.
Where?
A few places like France, Italy. I finished my undergrad in international development and biology. I'm currently taking some time to figure out what's next.
That's what I'm about to do in my life as well.
Very cool.
Mati, I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm Rachel, I'm from Dallas, Texas.
We met in Israel.
Oh, okay.
And we're engaged.
Oh, and this is your...
Who are you again? This is my best friend.
I'm their child. My name's Chava and I'm from San Diego.
But also from Israel? Or
No, I mean, I'm from Israel. I've been to Israel, learned in Israel. We're all Jewish, you know. We're all Orthodox Jews. That's why we were in Israel for a long time.
How many years?
Different for all of us. I spent probably a total of like a year and a half in Israel.
Like 4 years so far.
And now is it like your vacation time here? Just
Yeah, we're here. Like we're on like a national tour. We just got engaged last week, so
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Just last week. And
we're
when will
going
be your wedding?
like February.
I've been once at a Jewish wedding. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
So
We're both students right now.
students in
Yeah.
what area?
Jewish studies.
I just got a job working in Jewish outreach. We all sound so Jewish.
Okay.
We're Jewish, essentially. So like, yeah.
So we'll now figure out how well do Jewish people, Jewish cultural people know about other countries.
Shelly, and we're from New York.
Asia.
Asia. Oh, so beautiful.
Thank you.
How long have you been in California this far?
We just came like last week. We're leaving Friday. We just came to visit some friends.
So like vacation, small.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. She's planning on moving here after college, so.
What are you studying?
Screenwriting.
Screenwriting. So you want to be in Hollywood and like maybe participate in movie making or something. In movie industry, do you have like an idea what do you want to do like after?
TV shows.
TV shows? Really? I want to do YouTube shows though. Do you have a preference towards TV or YouTube?
Comedy.
Do you have YouTube?
No.
No. We are making this video for YouTube for the country that the song is from.
Oh, okay.
What's your profession?
I was a teacher. I'm a retired school teacher.
What did you teach?
Elementary school, yeah,
In New York
basically.
City?
In New York City.
Which area of New York City?
Harlem. That's where we live.
Yeah, I actually spent this June in East Harlem, so
Oh, okay.
I've been there.
My name is Wendy and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
You are the first person from LA here. We are so happy to have you. So you were born here in what area in LA?
In Los Angeles, near Inglewood, California, where the new SoFi is going to be.
How far is it from here if you drive?
Probably about a good 20 miles or so. It's
20
not too far.
miles.
Not too bad. It's
How
not-
often are you here in Malibu?
We make it a point to try to come to the beach or just up the coast every waking moment we can. We go to
Several
the
times
water.
a week, you would say.
I'll say at least once a week.
What's your profession or like area that you are working
In the music industry, I'm sorry, I used to be in the music industry, but now I am a restaurateur. So we're restaurateurs and caterers.
Have you been disappointed in music industry a little bit?
You know what, if you like indie stuff, then you can never be disappointed because that's where your go-to is. You're not doing the mainstream stuff. Mainstream, possibly, yes, because it's lost its essence. But indie-wise, you know, sky's the limit. There's so many great artists out there. So.
Maybe you can name a few of your like
no,
most
I can't.
favorite. You cannot?
I don't have a favorite. I love all kinds of music, so there's no one favorite.
So you wouldn't name anyone, you wouldn't put forward any?
No, because I don't want to leave anybody out.
Oh, okay.
If I hear music, doesn't matter what nationality, if I like it, I like it. It's not about that particular person, it's a genre of music that goes across all barriers, and I love all types of music.
Okay, if you don't care, so I'll give you one song to listen to, which has been very popular in this country, and you have to guess the country.
It's popular here or not?
No, it's not popular here. It's been like very trendy in that country, like people did a lot of TikToks and YouTube videos on that song, because it's very important, I think, politically for our country right now.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That's all from.
We know a lot of Eastern Europeans. They go to school with us. We're super woke. Just kidding.
Батько наш Бандера,
Ukraine.
Україна мати, ми за Україну будем воювати. Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати, ми за Україну будем воювати.
It's Ukraine.
And you?
It's Russian,
Definitely
but
we're
it's
Kazakhstan. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe Latvia.
That's a flag of that country and national clothing.
And the national clothing.
National clothing, yeah.
Was this in a movie? This music?
No, it wasn't in the movie. But it's very nationalistic.
I'd love to know what she's saying.
So, what would you guess is it about? Like, if you try to guess the spirit of that song?
You're saying the flag of it is part of that, but I'm trying to look at her getup, like what she has on, and how did that carry
it's
over
national
into that?
clothing, and that's the flag of the country, blue and yellow, and she has blue and yellow things in
her hair.
Yeah.
I mean, based on the color, I mean, the colors are peaceful, I'll say that, but I don't necessarily know what's being said. Like, I'm trying to pick up on some of the words that she was saying. I think she's trying to make light of, you know, paint a pretty picture.
I would say it's like nationalistic, and she says that we're gonna like fight for our country and defend our country in bad times. The question is, what is the name of the country?
That's gonna be kind of hard.
It's in Eastern Europe.
In Eastern Europe.
And it starts with U, so the first letter is U. It is Ukraine, you were right from the beginning. Yeah.
I have a good number of Ukrainian friends. I don't know.
Oh, really?
That's so
at school or where?
Yeah, school. Yeah, a few Ukrainian friends.
And how did you know it's Ukraine? Because you guys.
Because I trust him.
Okay.
He's always right.
It borders with Poland.
What's it in with?
And ends
With
E.
It's like Ukraine? No, that Ukraine is A.
She's singing "Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати."
Башкаринка Бандера.
Батько наш
Батько
наш Бандера.
Бандера.
Україна мати, ми за Україну.
Good pronunciation,
Bandera.
a little bit.
Bandera.
Bandera.
Yeah, Bandera.
And what did I just say?
That Bandera is our father. Bandera was a very important person in Ukrainian history. He defended Ukraine from the enemies.
Okay.
So we're saying that he's our father because he was very important for us. Ukraina, mate. Ukraine is our mother. Mate is like mother.
Mother with the A.
Yeah.
We have to guess the song?
The language and the country.
Okay. You ready?
Heard? Yep. Okay.
Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати, ми за Україну підемо воювати. Батько наш Бандера.
Sounds kind of like Hebrew. Greek? No, it's not Italian.
That's the flag of that country here.
Where is that, Russia?
In that country.
Oh, Russia?
No, but
Czechoslovakia.
between Czech Republic and Russia.
Serbia. I don't know. I can't guess. I can't. You got any ideas? I don't know.
So they're singing "Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати." The name of this country is in this line.
Oh my gosh. That's a parade in this country.
Oh, I can't recognize that flag. Oh no. Okay. One of my roommates doing her postdoc was from Turkey. Kind of has a similar vibe, but I don't think it's from Turkey. Is it from Czechoslovakia?
It's close to Czech Republic and Turkey. Yeah, it's more north from both of them. The name of the country is in the title of the song. But it is in a local language, so
is it in
might...
the Ukraine?
Yeah!
Cool.
Wow, Україна, yeah. Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати. Wow.
Okay, say it again.
Батько наш Бандера, Україна мати.
Ukraine.
Ooh!
Okay,
Okay. Have you been to Europe?
Yes. Where have we been?
Spain and Italy.
Spain,
and Italy.
Yeah. And that's it?
Yeah.
And Greece. In Greece.
And Greece,
In
yeah.
Greece, yeah.
So when you went to Europe, you didn't visit Ukraine. Where did you go?
I was mostly in the Western Europe.
Have you ever had a friend from Ukraine or like someone who you knew?
A few of my ancestors.
Really?
But they lived in Ukraine as Mennonite refugees in my heritage.
For like more than 100 years ago?
Yeah.
So what do you know about Ukraine?
I have a few friends from like, I met them in Israel. Their families are mostly like they came to Israel from Ukraine, like leaving the Soviet Union when the Soviet Union fell. Random stories from their childhoods there. Nothing like
tough stories, like tough childhood.
Yeah, like their economic situation wasn't so great when they were there.
What do you know about Ukraine? Like anything, like any facts or like maybe not facts or rumors?
I believe that pierogies and borscht are fairly popular foods.
Yeah, borscht, Ukrainian borscht and pierogies, they're also called vareniki. Have you ever tried any of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so vareniki is a very popular Mennonite dish, so my grandma makes it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Where in Canada are you from exactly?
I'm originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Oh, okay. Because I know like around Edmonton there is like a huge Ukrainian community and they probably have a lot of like Ukrainian food there. But in any case, what are your favorite? Like sour or sweet?
Round one, fight!
Oh, definitely. I don't know if it's a Ukrainian thing, but I know it's the Saskatoon berry pierogies with cottage cheese.
Inside?
Yeah, or cottage cheese inside, yeah.
But like sour ones with potato or like cabbage,
Yeah, they're nice.
Nice.
I went to school with a girl who was from the Ukraine. That's why I was able to pick up the name, but I don't know anything.
So her parents were Ukrainian. Did she speak Ukrainian?
She and her brother did, yeah.
In Harlem or where was it?
The school was on Upper West Side of Manhattan.
And borscht, have you tried?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like lots of beet borscht and the cabbage borscht, like summer borscht.
I guess it's easier to find Ukrainian food in Canada because in the US it's harder to find places where you can eat borscht because you ate it at some restaurant, right, in Canada?
No, my mom makes it and my grandma makes it and I've made it, yeah.
You made it yourself?
Yeah.
How do you make? Tell us like your recipe of Ukrainian borscht.
I've only made it once with my grandma. For the Ukrainian borscht, you can either make the beet borscht or like the cabbage borscht and like dill and whatnot.
Like green version, basically.
Yeah.
Round two, fight!
Have you made the green or the beet root version?
I've helped with making both.
Wow. Do you add meat there as well?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
So beetroot, cabbage, potatoes.
Yeah, and some beans and
garlic.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow, I'm really impressed. You're the first person I interviewed that actually made borscht, and especially like your parents or grandparents.
So, how did you guys feel though about being in the United States?
You're like, okay, let me ask you. I'm a professor right now, so I am teaching American kids about finance, and this is my hobby because I have like a creative part of my personality, and I like to talk to different interesting people.
And
so that's why I'm doing that. Okay, the capital of Ukraine. That's a little bit tricky.
Man.
4 letters.
I have no idea.
Starts with K and ends with V. So Kyiv.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you try to guess the capital of Ukraine?
Oh my God.
It's like Googling. Starts with K, 4 letters, ends with V, so K, V. Kyiv.
Oh,
Kyiv.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's it. But no, I wouldn't have remembered.
My mom's side of the family is from Kiev. So.
Really? I'm from Kyiv. We are all actually from.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, they lived in Kyiv, and I'm from Kyiv. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Oh.
That's
I
amazing.
thought I recognized the accent. Yeah.
I was going to ask you the capital of Ukraine, but what is the capital of Ukraine?
Is it Kiev?
Yeah, you're
Okay,
like. What would you guess is the population of Ukraine? Like how many people? Like roughly.
I'm horrible with numbers. I just had to Google the population of my own city. So
What's the population of your own city?
750,000.
The capital of Ukraine is about 3 million people. What's the population of Canada?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you know the population of Canada? Do you guys know population of Canada?
Less than the United States.
Less than the United States, yeah.
Are you guys Canadian?
She is, and she doesn't know what is the. I don't know either. I'm not Canadian, but you don't know.
Google it, yeah.
What's the population of Canada?
What?
The population of Canada was 37 million.
1/9 of the U.S.
Are you guys seeing how knowledgeable Americans are on Ukrainian culture?
Yeah.
One thing my friends always, like, we'd always like mess with them and be like, oh, Ukraine, Russia's like the same thing. Like, no! But these guys, they spoke Russian more so than like Ukrainian.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Ukrainian friends too from seminary, and they would be able to speak with the Russian people as well. They would be able to communicate. Like you said, obviously it's a different language, but there's obviously some overlap, right? Like you would be able to communicate with Russian speakers pretty easily.
Most of Ukrainians would understand Russian. Though right now it's a difficult situation between Russia and Ukraine in terms of like politics. Have you heard
Right.
of it?
That's what I was saying. Like we joke with them, like it's like the same thing in the U.S. Like you joke with like the people from New Jersey, like, oh, it's like the same thing as New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the guys from Ukraine, like, oh, it's like the same thing as Russia, right? And like they get like.
Except
Just like ribbing each other, like not like serious.
No. The difference is New Jersey is not invading New York because
No,
right
yeah,
now,
for sure, of course.
Last question for you before you leave: is population of Ukraine? I'm from Ukraine.
You're from the Ukraine. You're going to get invaded here any moment.
I know. Do you think population of Ukraine is larger than population of Canada or smaller?
Smaller.
What do you think?
Well, you told me it's smaller.
It is 40 million people.
40, very close.
So yeah, very close. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Well, I hope you don't get invaded.
Thank you. What is your opinion on that?
I don't have a high opinion of Putin, and he certainly can't go around the rest of the world invading other countries and taking them over.
Comment below if you agree with this statement.
How do you feel, though, being from Ukraine and dealing with United States policies and its errors and all of those things? Like, how do you feel about that? You're fighting for your country, but being in the United States, trying to push that narrative.
I mean, right now, because Russia is invading Ukraine, United States is important in like trying to help Ukraine to resolve that conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, next week, Biden will be talking to Putin about this invasion. We Ukrainians have large hopes that he will do something that Putin will not want to invade Ukraine. Did you know about that situation with between Russia and Ukraine?
I have not looked at I've not really had internet for the last half year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that helps. Yeah, I actually, try to be also conscious about the information that I'm consuming.
Then you need the help of the U.S. to do that. What do you feel the ratio is of that working in the favor of Ukraine?
Well, what is my role?
Mm-hmm. What do you feel like your efforts towards doing what you're doing is trying to help you guys shine a better light on getting that help?
Yeah, it's like first it's like raising awareness a little bit. Have you heard of like Russia invading Ukraine like right now? Or like have you heard of that? No. Yeah, it's politics. Yeah.
I barely watch the news here in America. It's too depressing. Wake up and check the weather.
Like I'm interviewing many people, but a little bit. But also it's very interesting for Ukrainians to see what people in the US know about them.
And think about it.
Yeah, and think about them. Because they feel like no one cares because we had this war for 7 years. And like we can see that internationally people or like other countries, their presidents, like they're not ready to help Ukraine to withstand large country like Russia.
And I hear where you're coming from that point. I don't really think it's about not wanting to, but when you have certain entities in that, it's like, okay, who are you going to bat for? Because someone's going to get hurt. Something's going to get disrupted, especially when you have that one common denominator in the middle. And it's like, well, what do you fight for? It's not even about what you're getting in return for, because you're dealing with, I hate to say the negative term, you're dealing with the devil. I'm sorry. It's just like, what do you,
I agree.
What
That's
do you
the
deal
devil.
with? That's the reality of it. So you have to pick your battles.
I remember a few years ago in Texas, I met a girl who, her family was in Ukraine, and they weren't able to come to her wedding in Texas because of the war over there. She hadn't seen them in like 2.5 years at that point.
Really?
Yeah, like they were so close to where
On the east of
conflict was
Ukraine,
happening. Yeah, in
probably.
eastern Ukraine, where conflict was happening. Most of my friends from Ukraine, though, had moved out of Ukraine already, probably like mid-2000s, like 15. So, like they came over when they were like 9, 10 years old, and they're like 25, 26 now.
Yeah, I want everybody to live peacefully and happily. It shouldn't be about borders and all that sort of thing. It should really just be about humanity.
And letting everyone be independent and do what they want.
Exactly.
And not, like,
Nothing
invading.
should ever be a dictatorship of any sort. Your parents don't dictate your life once you become an adult. You know, you have a place to be here. You come here in this earth with being just pure. You don't have control over people. You know what I'm saying? We're not to be owned.
You're trying to say that I'm trying like to control others with what I do, or
no, I'm talking about anyone in the world, no matter who is in charge of any. Everyone has a position to play, but that doesn't make you ownership of anyone else's life per se. I don't care what country, what state, whatever you're from. It should never compromise that of a human being's rights to live their life the way that they want to live them. That's what I'm saying.
So if one goes to Canada, what is like top 3 places to visit?
I think that Vancouver Island and the islands off of Vancouver Island is so beautiful. Yeah, take some time kayaking and Desolation Sound. Those are beautiful places to see whales and beautiful intertidal life. So
thank you so much. Maybe in the end I always ask people to share their life philosophy, and like it seems like a very interesting person, like traveling in the van. So maybe some things that you've learned while living in a van and like traveling by yourself that you could share with the rest of the world.
One of the most important things in life is learning to trust yourself and listen to the quiet whisper of the light within you.
So while traveling and like being shut off from internet, it's like easier to hear your internal light, right?
Yeah, totally. One time I was feeling homesick, but I realized I wasn't homesick for a place so much as homesick for the trees. I think spending time meditating in nature can be very centering, to really focus on what is real in life. And it's so easy to get caught up in everything that society is like yelling at you, the stress and the fear. And I think that a lot of the fear that is underneath like polarized nationalistic mentalities could be dissipated into more of like a loving or peaceful society if we take the time to really become centered
to nature and
yeah,
centered.
Totally.
I just wanted to spread this message that every single day we should focus on growing and moving forward, and every single day we wake up we should feel grateful that we're back here. Like in Judaism, we say this beautiful prayer every morning when we wake up, Moda Ani Lefanecha. It means like, thank you, God, for waking me up, for giving me another shot. And like every single day is a new chance, and we shouldn't take advantage of one moment.
Not everyone wakes up in the morning. There are many people who die during sleeping. So if we already woke up, it means, you know, we are lucky, and we have to be grateful for this day.
And your experience can't be just your 4 corner walls. It has to be, you have to look from things from different sides. You have to put yourself in that person's position and also have your position, right, to understand it. But if you don't have an understanding and you're one-track mind or on one side of the fence, then you're not really opening up to the world. You don't know how the other person lives, and vice versa. If you don't ask questions, you'll never know. You have an assumption and you're predicting your thoughts on someone else. Dive a little bit deeper into what the issue is so you can have an understanding.
To like ask other people.
You ask questions, that's how you learn. You read, that's how you learn. TV or show you on TV, media shows you what their narrative. But if you don't get up and then go out and see and try to explore for yourself.
Like people trust TV too much in a way.
Always. There's people who, you know, they turn it on, they get up, that's what they listen to first thing in the morning. And that's what they move around in the world based on, right? I feel like it's informative, gives you enough information to you observe, and then you do the research. How many times have you looked at the news and said, oh, the guy had a gun, and then 2 minutes later on the other channel, oh, it was a knife?
I think that it's important to leave and travel the world, because there's so much to learn about other people when you leave your neighborhood, your city, your country. So I would say to travel the world, and you can learn about others and others can learn about you, and you just realize that you're more similar than you are different. You may speak different languages, you may have different customs, but we're pretty much all the same, right? But we don't know that because we stay in our own space. We don't get a chance to have conversations like I'm having a conversation with you. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking, I'm sure all three of us were thinking, because there's a huge tzaddik, like a rabbi in our religion, who's from the Ukraine, or was buried in the Ukraine. His name's the Baal Shem Tov. A lot of like his whole message was to live in happiness and to spread happiness to others. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people can just connect to that message of being aware that you can always choose to be happy.
It's your decision. It's not external, but internal. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always try to ignite that happiness inside of you.
Or maybe a quick tip how to ignite happiness inside of you, because that's not, it's like easy to say, oh, be happy, but like when it comes to that, like some people are like sitting like how to be happy.
Everyone goes through things, everyone has struggles, and it's all about your perspective and how you frame it for yourself, because you can always dwell in the negativity, or you can choose to focus your mind on positivity.
So I just got to LA today. I was very surprised. I saw on a park bench, like in Hebrew, it said "Vavta l'rechecha kamocha," which means like love your neighbor as yourself. Well, I'd say it's a beautiful message to recognize the people around you as independent beings, their own.
And maybe in learning, in education, since you are a teacher, like maybe the way one should educate young people, maybe what you've learned, what is the best approach in like motivating someone?
Yeah, by doing, like not by reading in books all the time, but actually doing.
Like be an example for kids?
And also like hands-on activities. Instead of, you know, reading about doing experiments, do the experiment.
Practical.
Exactly.
There's too much information going to us too fast as well, right? So sometimes you have to slow down and go, oh, let me just maybe I'm gonna go over here and take a trip and see, you know, what I find out differently about this. You know, let me go over here. I've never been over here because they told me it's not a good area to go in, but let me go and see. Oh my God, it was the greatest people. You need to do that. That's how you live. You don't live behind a screen. Things are informative to get you to go and do. If I thought that I couldn't be accepted going along the coast, up and down the coast, no matter where I want to go, I don't care about the color of my skin. If I like the beach and I want to see it in Malibu, I'm going to go do that. I'm not going to go fearful that I'm going to get pulled over by the police because I'm African American. It's given to us, it's driven into us about how we move in the world. But you take charge of your own life. You have to figure out what works for you.
Asia, your advice?
I don't have any. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh, no advice at all?
Stay true to yourself.
How long did it take you to like be more centered? Like after how many months did you feel like, okay, I'm now feeling more connected with my own self?
My whole life. It's a life journey. So I do have vision and purpose for my life, but I'm also recognizing that I'm in a season of, you know, before this next season, I would like to study more about neuropsychology and neuroscience and create a space in nature for people to come to and focus on their personal healing journey from either trauma and or relationship, family issues through like nature therapy, art therapy, music therapy, and perhaps like psilocybin therapy as well.
Given how many people experience depression in this world right now, I think this is like very important what you're planning to do. Друзі, по-перше, Каліфорнія і Малібу не така вже й сонячна. І, на жаль, Памели Андерсон я не побачила. Напишіть, будь ласка, знизу, якщо ви побачили. А як вам цей відосик? Напишіть, будь ласка, знизу, який з героїв вам сподобався найбільше. Мені здається, усі герої в цьому відео були по-своєму цікаві. Також пишіть знизу, які відео ви хочете, щоб я вмикала американцям у майбутньому. Також перевірте, чи ви поставили вподобайку цьому відео, а також чи підписані ви на канал Ніна-Україна. Я буду дуже вдячна за вашу підписку, тому що за статистикою 15% людей, що дивляться мій канал, не є підписаними на нього. Також буду вдячна за підтримку на моєму патреоні. Особливо зараз подяку Мирослава Грету, який дуже щедро підтримує мій канал. Я відправляю вам шматочок свого серця з Каліфорнії, з Малібу біч. Мені вже холодно, у нас вже вечоріє, тому вже буду збиратися йти додому. А також буду з нетерпінням чекати зустрічі з вами у наступному відео на каналі Ніна-Україна.